Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? Joe from New York, from Yankee Mania. How you doing? I hope all is well. Well, the first thing I gotta say is, oh no, not again, food poisoning. Are you kidding me? What is this with the Yankees? I mean, enough's enough. Well, we will discuss that with two of our big supporters here on Yankee Mania. We have Jonathan and Sean on, and I'm going to bring them up right now. Hello to Jonathan.
Hi.
How you doing, Jonathan? Hope all is well. And
Good.
Sean is coming up too. There we go. The happy threesome. How you doing, guys?
I'm good. Good.
Good.
Whoever celebrates Good Friday, happy Good Friday. Whatever the holidays, whatever's going on, I hope you and your families are doing well. And let's start a happy weekend with another win. But we're going to start off, everyone, with what is going on with food poisoning and who's cooking for the Yankees.
I,
Enough enough.
I have no idea. This is
Uh,
the second Yankee due to food poisoning. Yeah, this is there's something wrong with the Yankee diet, I would say.
I don't know, the water, wherever they are. I mean, something's going on. By the
Well,
way,
remember a couple of years ago they fired they fired the head trainer because everybody got hurt. Maybe they should fire the head chef.
I don't
Yeah.
know. There's always something in Yankee land, I'll tell you. Before we get going, everyone, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the views this morning that I put on for a recap. And I hope you like the little segment there for every Friday. I give an update on all the first place teams in baseball, any trades that happened overnight. You will get right away. And thank you so much for the likes. I hope you like it, and more to come with that. So, Sean, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts? I think tonight is going to be a tough game, no question about it. But it all comes down to you know who, and that's Carlos's rants and being calm. Take it away.
yeah, I mean, it comes down to Rodon. We know that he gives us five. He gets us into the sixth inning regularly, but the question is, how many how many homers is he going to cough up, or how many? You know, when is he going to have that bad inning? How much run support is he going to get? Because
Mm-hmm.
Rodon's a good pitcher. He's one of the great pitchers in the game today. Problem is he's a power pitcher and he's a fly ball pitcher, and we know with those guys they're prone for the home run ball.
Yeah,
Um, and he's a
definitely.
three-pitch pitcher.
Yeah,
He
no, no,
just
no question about it.
incorporated even a fourth one.
Jonathan, what do you think about Rodon for tonight? Are you hoping that they're going to he's going to calm his jets a little bit, or one bad call and we're sunk again?
Well, Rodon, what I'm looking for is if Rodon can keep the ball in the field, if he can prevent the home run, then he'll have a good game. That's going to be his goal of this. Keep the ball in the ballpark. If he keeps the ball in the ballpark, I think he's going to go have a good game.
Okay.
That,
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
that will determine how he does it in this game.
Okay. Shout out to John the Beagle Dad. How you doing today? Happy holidays to you and your family. Thanks for tuning in. While we're talking about the upcoming game, everyone, how about we go through the lineup? We have Ben Rice at DH tonight. Aaron Judge will be playing right field and batting second. Cody Bellinger will be in left field tonight. He'll be batting third. Paul G will be at first base, batting fourth cleanup. Chaz Chisholm Jr. will be batting fifth at second base. JC, of course, will be in the lineup tonight, being the fact that Wells has food poisoning. Anthony Volpe will be at shortstop. Trent Grisham will be in center field. Oswaldo Cabrera, Mr. Home Run Hitter, will be at third base. And, of course, Carlos Rodon will be on the mound for the Yankees there. Guys, it looks like this year has been a really solid lineup, either way. Do you like this lineup? Is there anything that you would change if you were the manager? Start with Jonathan.
Well,
And then you take over.
for the Yankees lineup, obviously I would always want Wells in there, but he's not available. So this is not the ideal lineup, but I think it's a decent lineup. I just mentioned I just updated my internet, so I have no access to Twitter. So I have to look for it myself.
Well, we have Stephen B. Thank you, Stephen. Kudos to you. Also, Chaz got a 1-game suspension and is appealing it with a fine. Yeah, I kind of figured he was getting a suspension. If I were him, I would have just just get it over with.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. Not that these aren't big games, but just do it. I never understood. You're not going to win the appeal. The only way you win an appeal is if they say 10 games and they might bring it down to 8. But you guys know as well as I do, you don't win appeals. So, in my opinion, take your medicine, take your fine, take the 1 game, get it over with, back tomorrow.
I never understood the appealing of a 1-game suspension. It's 1 game. That player coming off, it might need the 1-game rest anyway. So if you're getting a 1-way rest, either on the bench or a suspension, just take the suspension, take one for the team, and go lie down on the bed, on the couch in the hotel.
That's a good way of putting it, Sean. Your thoughts?
No, I totally agree. I mean, 1 game. It's what you're talking about. I mean, Joe Torre could have been like, no, you get 3 games, or he could have been a whole lot more strict with it. But 1 game for arguing with an ump over a balls and strike and getting ejected. That's
listen.
That's not a.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. No question about it. But if you guys remember, Chaz came with the knock all the time when he came from Miami that he was a hothead. He was gonna explode one of these days and all of that. And I just think playing with Aaron Judge and the cast of characters that the Yankees have, I think is actually helping him.
Yeah.
I think it was just one. I think he's just frustrated because he's striking out too much. And they don't need help. He doesn't need the umpire to help strike him out more. So that I think is the problem. And he should be held accountable, right, Stephen B? Because there's no reason for it. With the way the umpires are these days, they're very hot-headed, as you know. So they're not going to put up with too much. Sometimes they'll let you rant and rave because how important you are to the game. I mean, let's face it. An Aaron Judge argues with someone, and he's going to get his say. They're not going to throw him out unless he totally, God forbid, spits on an umpire, calls him every name in the book. The fans are there to see Aaron Judge. They're not there to see the umpire. So they got it. But Chaz Chisholm, and no knock on Chaz. I mean, I could be wrong, but no knock on Chaz. But let's face it. He's not a guy that the umpires are gonna have a long leash with, because I'm not saying they're not coming for Chaz, but it's not Aaron Judge. So it's not. He's got to understand that they're gonna have a short leash. I think you guys.
We saw what happened.
Yes, when a player gets angry, they should just. Try to cool themselves.
Well, you see what happened last year.
What do you mean? What instance are we talking about now?
What happened last year?
I
Are
think
you, okay, there
Jonathan
you are.
kind of cut out.
What
Yeah.
happened last year?
What was the problem with Chaz last year? Was it with the Yankees or Miami?
No, not Jazz. No, when the Yankees, no, Jazz didn't have any ejections last year, but like he said, his first year he got ejected like 6 times, and then like the next year it was like 5 times, and it's kind of gone down. But he had 0, and then he got the first. But no, last year for the first time in his whole time playing baseball, Aaron Judge was ejected by an umpire, and then he went off on that historic, torrid 99 game.
And there was another. I just
after
another.
No, but I do remember that, guys. And I remember, I believe it was Michael Kay that went on there and said the umpires really got to rethink this. This is at Yankee Stadium. The fans pay excellent, fantastic money to see Aaron Judge, and you throw him out. Well, you better have a really good reason for that, because they are not going to, they're not coming for his replacement. They're coming to see Aaron Judge. That's what sells tickets, and that sells the uniforms. You can't just throw him out. That makes no sense.
I also just got an update about Marcus Stroman. It says Aaron Boone said Marcus Stroman has started playing catch.
Okay.
So,
All right.
whatever that means, Marcus Stroman is playing catch now.
Well, I don't know if you saw my report in the morning, guys, but according to, I believe it was John Harper, I can't remember, I'm not sure at this point, but Giancarlo Stanton is realistically to come back the beginning of June.
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic it is, but that's what they're saying. If
it comes back, that will be a benefit. That's basically trading for a big bet.
I still think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Big G will probably be right after the All-Star. I mean, Memorial Day.
Right.
I think that's when he'll probably come back.
And that's going to be some show for us.
But
who do you sit? If they're all healthy, which I hope to God they are, who do you sit? What do you do?
You might have to platoon somebody. I right now, who's on the roster that they would have to take off for Stanton?
Yeah, but it's not even that, Jonathan. What it is how do you take a guy like Ben Rice out of the lineup?
Well, you have to either play half the game with Stanton and half the game with Rice, or because we all know Stanton cannot run regardless if he's healthy or not. So I don't know. Maybe you use Stanton in a pinch hitting situation. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Stephen B, I agree with you, but that doesn't solve the problem. Yeah, the roster's will be fine, but what do you do? I mean, I know it's too early to tell, and I don't want to put the whammy on everything. Then they're going to come to me, oh, Joe, it was all your fault. What's his name got hurt now? It's all your fault.
The only realistic thing they can do is platoon between Rice and Goldschmidt first base, and the 3 of them for DH. That's the only realistic option they have.
It'd be kind of hard to. I could go if I'm the manager. It's going to be hard. I'm good. Yeah.
Or when Big G does come back, you can use Rice to spell Big Paul G. Goldie, spell Goldie. Every once in a while at first, and then they're gonna give DJ at least one last hoorah at third, see if anything's left in the tank when he comes back, because they're about to start his rehab assignment.
We're all assuming too. Hopefully,
there is one other option. They can
Go ahead.
they can have a game where Rice is catching.
Don't like his arm.
Well,
They're gonna. You can't play him certain teams.
That is
Yeah,
an option
you're
too.
going to have to
Um,
rest. You're going to have to rest Wells sometime. So why not use a rest day for Rice being a catcher? I mean, that is realistically, if you rest Wells, you have Rice catch, you have Goldschmidt at first, and Stanton at DH. That's the only way all of those players will be in the game at the same time.
Do you guys? How about this for thought? Do you think if, let's say, a guy like, and I'm hoping to God he keeps getting better and better, but if Dominguez is slumping, would you guys be comfortable possibly putting Rice in left field?
No,
no,
I don't know.
I would.
Or move one of the outfielders and put Rice in right field?
No, I don't think I don't know if
No.
he's ever played the outfield in his professional career. He's an infielder. He's a first base and a catcher. I don't know what other position he can play.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and the only infielder I would be comfortable moving into the outfield is Oswaldo Cabrera because he's a super utility guy and he's held his own in right field, left field, even in center. So so with the infield, so Rice, I would either put DH for now, but when Stan comes back, have him spell Goldschmidt, and then occasionally catch if it comes down to we need another backup. But right now, that's just how I'm looking at it.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think Rice did some catching during spring training for this exact moment. So I think they predicted Rice to have some catching option, to do some catching when Stanton returns.
I don't see. I honestly, guys, I don't see Rice. Even though he's young, I don't see him behind the plate too much longer or ever. Really, they have to be really choking, because he's too valuable. He's fast. He's, no, it's going to kill his legs. I would not do it. But I got to tell you, you got to follow. If you guys follow AAA, go look at Jesse Rodriguez. I've been going with this guy. This guy is the real deal, guys. This guy hits rockets all over the field, and he's a darn good catcher. So these are all good things. But if the Yankees want to move ahead, they have to look. Rice does not impress me behind home plate. I'm sorry, guys. He just doesn't impress me at all.
Rodriguez is already on the 40-man, so they could actually. Right now in catcher, they have Austin Wells, Escobar, and Rodriguez as the three catchers on the 40-man.
Yeah. And I think if they needed to, if either Wells went down, God forbid, or if Escobar got hurt, I would see Rodriguez come up and be the backup. But Rice, I see him as a DH first baseman.
Yes, yeah, no, I totally agree with that, and like I said, it's a fantastic problem to have. But at that point, I wouldn't want to be Aaron Boone. There is no way.
No,
I would be him at that point, because it's going to be, no matter what he does, he's going to get. He gets second guessed no matter what he does. But now he'll even really get second guessed, because who's ever in there doesn't do the trick. Oh, you could have put this guy in. Why did you do that? You see why we're losing?
No, this is why Yankees pay Aaron Boone and they don't pay anybody like us. If I was paid by the Yankees to make the I'm sure.
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the backlash. We don't get nobody gets paid for backlash, and Yankee fans. If they feel Ben Rice had 4 hits the day before, and he's not playing because Giancarlo Stanton is playing, and he strikes out 4 times, all of us are going to be bombarded. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? I don't understand it. So you can't. When you win, you win, and when you win, you lose. When you lose, you lose. So it's going to be interesting. But again, that's the talk for, I guess, the end of May. We're only fantasizing right now what the Yankees can and cannot do.
The other option to think about is depending on who's pitching, because righty to lefty and Stanton is a righty, you can alternate. It all depends. It also you can take that into a factor.
But can you justify alternating a $25 million player that is like one of the best historical playoff performers?
Well, this is not the playoffs.
I know that. You know what I mean. No. Listen, it's great opinion. It's great discussion. Yeah, Joe.
It is. I mean, because you're looking at Giancarlo Stanton is a borderline Hall of Famer, if not a surefire Hall of Famer, right now at his stats right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nice.
And then the fact that, man, you can bring him back, and this other guy that's filling in while he's hurt at DH is actually producing like he is. It's like an added insurance. Ben Rice is going to cool off at some point, but hopefully it's not like what he did last year where he fell off after that, hot flash pan, 2 weeks, 3-run homer game against the Red Sox, and then he just, but I think he's gone past that. He's adjusted. He's shown that he can handle it, and I hope he does continue talking. I'm not saying,
Well, here's the difference.
I'm gonna say knock on wood.
Right, but here's the difference, guys. Ben Rice is getting the pitches because who's batting behind him?
Judge.
Thank you. Well, there you go. When Judge is batting second, Rice is going to get hit. Going to get pitches to hit. So if he doesn't, then it's shame on him. I don't mean you're going to every time you're up there, you're gonna cream the ball, which is possible. But hey, I'm saying he can't. It's very hard for him to fail if Aaron Judge is backing you up. Sooner or later, this guy's going to keep mashing. It's going to be where they're probably going to keep Judge number 2, especially that Bellinger is not hitting well. So it's either you get smashed by Ben Rice or you get smashed by Aaron Judge. But that third place hitter has to definitely be strong now. We need that hitter behind Judge to start hitting. The problem is, who is that going to be? Who's going to take the forefront? I believe it's going to be Clay Bellinger. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about Clay Bellinger. He's going to heat up. He's a slow starter. He's been like that most of his career. But he's going to heat up. But then look at Paul Goldschmidt, whether he bats leadoff or whether he bats behind Judge in the third spot or fourth spot, the dude is consistently hitting. So, and then that's nice, because then here's the thing. Let's say when we get Big G back, can you imagine this? You got Ben Rice or Paul Goldschmidt as your 1 or 2. You got Aaron Judge. Then you got Cody Bellinger and Big G.
Yeah. That's going to be,
So,
as a matter of
if you
fact,
want to pitch around Judge, you got to deal with Bellinger, and then you got to deal with G.
Well, now that's an interesting point, Sean, because why not, because how hot those 3 guys are, why not they do 1, 2, and 3?
So
you can't pitch to anybody. Right? I mean, if you go Rice, Judge, and Paul, who do you pitch to right now? Right now, who do you pitch to? So the 4th place hitter is now going to be the problem. So it's either got to be Bellinger, Chisholm, or Wells. If you can pick, or or if you can pick somebody else, go right ahead. But if you put those three, that's three dynamic players, and it could be like 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 before you blink an eye, like the 1998 Yankees, where Knobloch led off, got his double or single. Jeter gets his double or single. They're up 1-0. Paul O'Neill hits one in the gap or a home run. And you got Tino Martinez, and you're up 4-5-0 already. How many times did that happen? Think about it.
Don't forget Bernie in the cleanup spot.
Right, Bernie also, yes. But what I'm saying is, that's very interesting. I wonder if Boone would think about that. You go 1, 2, 3. Like I said, Rice, Judge, Paul. Man, oh man, that would be an incredible first inning on a day-to-day basis. Until obviously they will cool down. Paul G is a borderline Hall of Famer, if not a Hall of Famer. Ben Rice is going to get his pitches, and Judge is Judge. Think about it. Are they stronger with those three? I would love to hear analytics. I mean, again, depending on the pitching or whatever, if that's what they want to do. But analytically, I'd like to see what they think of that.
Well,
it makes sense, guys. It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting.
you notice how pitchers approach.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
if
just
Bryce
look at how the
continue to increase his on-base percentage, I think he would be an ideal leadoff guy going forward. If not, it's possible in a game you lead off Goldschmidt because he can walk, he can get you a hit. He doesn't swing for the fences. He swings to all sides of the field.
Right. And that's against the lefty. Like tonight, Rasmussen is a lefty. So, well, actually, no, Rasmussen's a righty or lefty, guys. I'm thinking of the old Yankee Dennis Rasmussen. Because they have Ben Rice leading off, so he must be a righty.
Rasmussen is a righty.
Yes, okay. But
hold on, let me double check. But
I just saw it. I just checked.
Oh,
okay, so if he's a righty, yeah.
All right. So I mean,
but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure Boone doesn't want to change the lineup. I mean, obviously they.
But then look at this though. Look at how pitch wasn't.
He froze up. Jonathan, do you have anything to add while we wait for Sean to come back?
No, I think look.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to. You never want to change the lineup too much, especially.
Right, but it's only a small detail. But it could be big for the lineup, especially on the road. If you're in a tough game, let's say you're in Fenway Park, you want to get off to a 1, 2, 3-0 lead or off the bat. Yeah, I hear you. You're good. You want to be able to get off to a fast. Yes.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
Yes, you. I think this is going to be. Rasmussen is off to a great start. I think he's 4-0 with a .6 ERA.
Yeah.
So the Yankees need to go out. They have to make him work. They have to make mistakes.
I was going to say was look at how pitchers are pitch and Goldschmidt. They're trying to pitch with Bellinger.
Yeah, no,
because you make a mistake to those three guys.
I mean, that swing is so sweet, though. On Bellinger, that he's got one of the best swings I've seen in a very, very long time, on a constant basis, anyway. So, Sean is shaking his head.
And it plays to every stadium.
Right. No, it does, because he goes all over the field. He really does. He swings and he's all over the place. So it's a great thing. It really is. What do we see for Rodon tonight, guys? Can he get us through 5 innings?
Yes.
What are you looking at? Give us a little prediction here on Rodon for tonight.
Right on 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Sean?
7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 9 Ks, and 2 walks.
Whoa, that's a good one. I'm gonna go 5 2/3. He might struggle a little bit, with a couple of walks, but I think he's going to get through it because as you can tell, they have a game plan. If you follow Tampa Bay's game, in a day to day, it's funny. I mean, they swing at the first pitch, and then they take the next 2 or 3, unless it's like really down the middle. They're not going for it, so they go up there with a plan to smash on the first pitch, and the Yankees just have to be mindful, and Rodon and the catcher JC, that they're getting up there to cut and slash. You know who worries me tonight? Diaz. Diaz worries me tonight. I'm really hoping he comes up with no one on base, because I think he's the type of guy that will go to right field and either put it in the stands, or in all the way to the wall or something. So he scares me in the lineup tonight, and with those guys, I'm telling you, even the little gnats are problems for the Yankees. They all, I'm sure, they'll probably put Denny Jansen in there, and again, by following the Yankees, how catches hit the Yankees very well, especially backup catches. So that's what concerns me. Otherwise, I would say Rodon would go. I'm saying 5 2/3, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run, and hopefully the defense plays well, which they should. They have a really good defense now out there, and I don't see why the defense wouldn't go. Let's see what everybody out there. Let's go to Ken here. Ken is saying, what is he saying? Come on, come up.
7 innings.
Here we go. Well, it was there. Come on, Ken. There you go. 7 innings, 9 Ks, 3 walks, 2 earned runs with a solo homer. Yeah, the homer I definitely agree with, and I think that's going to be Diaz. As I said, he scares me tonight. So, but other than that, I think we're on agreement that obviously the Yankees can't win every game, but I think that they're on a nice little roll here, and we'll get the W tonight. So that's the way I kind of feel. Anything around the league, you guys? I'll start with Sean. Anything surprising you at this point? With the first place teams, I know it's early. The Cubs is surprising me, especially the way they played in Japan. They did not look good, but now looks like they're putting everything together. The Cardinals may be a little surprised. I didn't think. I really thought they would be very disappointing this year, but their hitting and their pitching has been coming through a little bit. What are your thoughts?
The Padres.
The Padres.
Okay. The Padres have been, but that lineup is awesome. I mean, and I don't even think Arias is hitting really.
Well,
Imagine his thoughts.
I wasn't sure what
Arias has been quiet.
Padres would get after they made all those trades, especially they traded the pitcher after Soto. So I wasn't sure they would rebound so quickly. But the Padres, I think, is the one team that surprises me the most.
Regardless what happens, win, lose, or draw this year, would you guys go after Michael King? Would you welcome him back?
I would welcome him back on I would give him a 4-year deal.
4-year deal. How about Sean? What's your prediction on that? Would you think the Yankees would go after him? 4 years?
I would go 4 as well. Just because we move on from Stroman, but we got, and we don't need him to be a number 2 or 3 guy. We got our big 3 pitching, but we got a consistent. If we got him as a consistent 4 or 5 guy, that's just. I mean, think of this: Cole, Fried, Hill, Rodon, and either King or Schmidt.
That's a dream team. You're talking dream team. Shout out to Ken.
I'm guessing will be somewhere between 4 years, between 80 and 100 million, between 20 to 25 million a year.
Don't know if the Yankees will do that, knowing
maybe they can find a middle ground to 22 million, but I don't see if King keeps up this pace. I do not see him getting less than $20 million a year.
The Ken is saying the key is going to be getting Rodon run support. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks scored 16 runs and they're in the 8th inning. Most runs in a single inning at Wrigley Field ever. Wow, that beats the Phillies and the Cubs years ago when the score was like 24-23. I think Mike Schmidt had like 3 or 4 home runs in that one game. And I was watching that. That was some game. That was an incredible game. So, shout out to Ken. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Please smash the like button. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here with us. As you know, we will have the post game show tonight immediately following the Yankee game, and hopefully Jonathan and Sean will be around for it. You're more than welcome to come back on. Ken from The Ugly Truth says that he will do his best to come on. So the more the merrier. It's a great round table talk. We all have opinions, and 4 heads is better than 1.
Tucker is having a great start to the season, and as much as I want him on the Yankees, I do not know if he's going to come to the Yankees. He's going to cost. Tucker is going to get at least $500 million. He's going to get paid more than Judge. He might even get, if he has a good enough season, he might even get close to 600.
Well, my opinion on Tucker, he scares me a little bit. I don't know. You're asking for another $500 million player.
Yeah.
Hey, we have to see what Spencer Jones does.
Yeah. Well, I think
Look at the spot he had.
That's the big question. If Jones can prove to be a big league player, I assume they're going to call him up in either April or September, August or September, probably September. And if he can prove to have a good September, like I don't even know if they go after Tucker because they have Jones, and the Yankees much rather pay $700,000 than $600 million.
Yeah. That's 100% right. Sean, are you in agreement that you like to see?
Yeah.
Right now, he's smashing down there. Again, it's so important for Yankee fans to see before you jump the table with Tucker and this guy and that. Check out what they have in the minor league system. Ken is saying Tucker's gonna have a 10-year deal worth about $540 million. I just don't see the Yankees doing that unless Cody Bellinger leaves. He walks. I know they take out 10
as a player option.
Listen, let's say
that will be up to him.
Well, I mean, listen. If he performs at a let's say a 250, 260, hits 25 to 30 homers and drives in 75 to 90 runs, I can't see the Yankees turning him away unless they're very, very high on Spencer Jones.
No, if Cody Bellinger has a good season, I would even if I was Brian Cashman, I would say, I know you have the option, but let's put it this way: I'll give you a contract, 4 years, let's say $90 million, if you take away the contract, or 4 years, $110 million. So it's over $20 million, $25 million, something like that.
And when do you think it's the right time to talk about Wells and Volpe?
I think it's
Do you
now.
think that Volpe is going to be a total fixture at shortstop for the next 5 to 7 years?
I
Or do you
think I think Volpe and Wells are going to stick around for the next 4 or 5 years. And if I was the Yankees, I would offer them a long-term deal right now, both of them.
Okay.
Because the only way the Yankees are going to lower their payroll
I think
is to sign their young players during arbitration. If they refuse to believe in their young players and sign them during arbitration, I don't want to hear them complain in the offseason. We can't sign this guy because we have to lower payroll. You cannot lower payroll without signing your young prospect to long-term deals, just like other teams have done. That's the one strategy the Yankees have never done that other teams are taking advantage of. Look at Atlanta with Acuna.
Well, that's why they gun shy. They did it with Severino, and look what happened to him. They did it with a few other guys, and look what happened to them.
They've done it only with pitchers. They've never done it with a hitter. That's the difference.
Didn't they give a pretty decent extension to Aaron Hicks? They made a commitment to Aaron Hicks.
But Aaron Hicks wasn't their own prospect.
Right. Okay. I agree.
I'm talking about their own prospect. For example, if they gave Aaron Judge, after his rookie year, a 10-year, $250 million contract after his rookie year, he would have had one bad year since then, and he's been doing this every year. Everybody would say that was a steal. That would have been a steal of a contract.
Yeah. Well, they were a little concerned because he kept getting hurt in the beginning.
Yes, but you have to believe in their players. What did it tell your organization if your top guys have a Rookie of the Year candidacy and and this is a position player, not a pitcher, because the pitcher is more injury prone. That's why I'm not including Heel. If you're a young guy in double and triple A, see that this guy gets Rookie of the Year or the Rookie of the Year candidate similar to Wells, I can get a 5-year deal worth $50 million to sign to get it, take away my arbitration years, and then we can talk. Something like that. Or maybe 5 years, $30 million.
Sean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Lock up Volpe, lock up Wells, because they've proven that they can be steady, and they're improving as they're playing. Both of them. Wells has an all-around game. He's not just a bat. Okay. He can call. He's calling great games. Every pitcher's comfortable with Wells behind the plate. And he's throwing out runners. And you notice one thing about catchers that to me, I know it doesn't go on the box score and all that, but how they read the adjustments that hitters are doing and how they adjust the game calling through a game. I know that it's easier with the whole thing, and some pitchers like Fried call the game. However, with Volpe, he's been 2020, and he had Gold Glove his rookie year, right?
Yes.
209. But then his sophomore year, he was 240, and he's steadily building up. He's showing that, and he's grinding out at bats. He's getting on base. I would love to see him run more. But if you lock him up during time, and then we can focus on getting Wells and Dominguez that consistent opportunity. Because here's the thing, Hal keeps saying for the last few years, I wanna bring down the payroll. I wanna play more prospects. Well, it's time to walk the walk.
Yes, that is the whole. That is the whole purpose. As I said, lock up
'Cause
well,
remember-
lock up Volpe, and that way you can control your payroll. If you do not do that, all that talk is bullshit. All that talk. You cannot control your payroll if you wait until the arbitration years are over to sign your player.
Excellent points, guys. Excellent. As far as Dominguez goes,
I mean, look,
I think they're gonna wait.
Yeah, wait on Dominguez. Dominguez needs a full season. After the season and next season, if he's raking and if he's doing well, then I would also give him a long-term contract. But not this year.
No. They would be they'd be out of their minds to do that, right? And they wouldn't do that. There's no way Cashman is going to go to Steinbrenner and say that.
Yeah.
No question in my mind.
But as I said,
let Dominguez play the whole rookie season.
This year only Wells and Volpe. Those are the two guys.
I'm going to bring this out to you guys. If Dominguez is,
I mean, look at when.
Go ahead. Oh, I think
Looks like
we lost him again. Oh, there we go.
Jonathan?
Are you on a delay? Is your internet?
No, what I was saying, look at when Judge came up. The guys that came up with Judge. Tyler Austin, he's playing somewhere in Japan or Korea.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Gary Sanchez is on his fourth team. Clint Frazier is somewhere in Houdiniville. Miguel Andujar is with the Athletics. So Severino's over at the Athletics as well.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of those guys that we gave consistent opportunity, albeit for some of them, for three of the guys, it was injuries plagued and derailed their chances. The other guys, fell off. But we gave them consistent opportunities. We saw what we could get.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's give these guys the same opportunity and don't yo-yo these prospects like we did with Florial, like we did with Parat.
Yeah.
If they believe in the prospect, if they believe in the prospect, they have to call him up and play the prospect consistently. Not one game yes, one game no. Send him down for a couple of days. No, call the guy up, play him every day, and see exactly what you have. Because that not only helps the prospect, but it helps you determine who to protect from the Rule 5 draft.
Good point. Here's a question for you guys. If it came down to the Yankees desperately need a third baseman by the trade deadline, and Spencer Jones is doing okay, would you trade Spencer Jones and put him in a deal for a third baseman that's going to be there for maybe 2, 3, 4 years? Would you do that?
If I got a young, controllable third baseman that can give solid defense, it all depends. Look, it all depends on who is out there. But I need someone similar to a young Matt Chapman, but 25 years old. If it's a young guy like Matt Chapman who can give you Gold Glove defense, then I would think about it. Yes, but if it's someone who's 35 years old, going at the end of his career, no.
Well, I agree with John the Beagle Dad. He said he has to be young, and he says absolutely not. We're not trading Spencer Jones, and No, I do agree with you. I just, he's like one of the prospects, along with maybe two pitchers down there that would make sense. At the trade deadline, if they really, were, let's say they weren't happy with Cabrera. Right now, they're doing a very nice job. We're not taking that away from them, but you also don't want to see I mean, aside from Lombard Jr., there really anybody else. There's nobody else that ICE could see in AAA or AA would make any sense, put at third base at this
I
point.
think Lombard Jr. is the future third baseman.
I do too. I don't
Yeah.
think you're going to put him at short.
Yeah,
Ken bring us up a good point. If you're getting Donovan,
let him develop in the minors. Bring him up to play third.
Arias hasn't proven himself yet.
Okay. Well, I agree with Ken about
Arias
Donovan.
is what? IA?
I don't know how old you are.
I think he's 28.
Arias?
Oh, I know. You mean in the Yankees or in the Padres?
No. Brendan Donovan.
Donovan, I think he's 26,
You're talking-
25.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he's mid-20s. But Donovan, I didn't realize how good this guy really is. This guy at the plate, he is a good ball player. He is very, very good. I know Jason 161, he loves him. He would love him to come to the Yankees.
He's 28 years old.
28? Yeah. Okay. Well, he's still, John the Beagle Dad is saying, is Lombard better than Spencer?
Well, Donovan, right now, this is Donovan's stats as of right now. In 75 at-bats, 10 runs, 20 hits, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs with a 3.73 average and a 407 on-base percentage. So if he has a fantastic first half of the season, finishes with in that area, in that range, not a 3.73, but let's say if he's in the All-Star break with a 3.37, he's gonna demand. Cardinals are gonna demand Lombard Jr., which the Yankees are not gonna want to trade, and at least 2 or 3 other high quality players.
This is interesting from Ken. Lombard Jr. is going to take shortstop eventually. Volpe will move to second as Chaz departs for free agency. What are your thoughts on that?
Lombard is going to be the third baseman.
Okay, he's a big. I've seen him. I try my best to watch all the minor league system. I know it's not easy when when the Yankees are on and important games are on and all that. But it's real good. At least take a peek and see what's going on down there. And I like what I see from Spencer Jones' swing. He's a force, man. He really is a left-handed looker like an Aaron Judge. And can you imagine if he could just be a third of that? Oh my God! Somehow, I mean, that's a killer outfield. Can you imagine that? In like 2 years, you would have Dominguez, Judge, and Spencer Jones in the outfield. That would be amazing. And if Cody Bellinger stays and he plays first, and Lombard, I mean, you're talking a little bit of a dream team here. It would be amazing. You won't have to go. You won't have to go to do the Olympic Games over there. We'll have it right here with the Yankees, and you know what? Tough boogies on the Dodgers. Tough boogies. Because the Yankees are still going to be the team of the future. And you can take that to the bank, my friends. So, But, I mean, the discussion today, excellent, guys. You guys have done a really nice job. I really appreciate it. We are getting close to between dinner time and a little less than an hour to the Yankees to start. So just a little bit of a wrap up, guys. I hope you will join me at the post game at the end of the game. We will go on between the end of the game and 5 minutes afterwards. So everybody, by all means, take a listen. Look for us. I will, if there's a major update, a major trade, anything going on during the game that you should know about, we will put the content out there. So look for that also. And Jonathan, give a little wrap up here, and then Sean, and then we'll call it till post game show. Go ahead, Jonathan, take it away.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned earlier, Rasmussen will be a very difficult pitcher. I think we have to use the same strategy we used when we faced Pedro Martinez. Wait him out, make him pitch, make him make a mistake, and hopefully the Yankees don't make a mistake on their end and have to run the bases smart. We have to play smart baseball. If we play smart baseball and make the pitcher make a mistake, we can beat Rasmussen and the Rays.
Okay, Sean, your thoughts on the game, on your final thoughts on the game tonight.
Yeah, let's not make them look like.
Let's not make him look like Nolan Ryan, right?
Oh yeah, let's not make Rasmussen look like Nolan Ryan or Sandy Koufax out there on the mound against us. Let's grind out every at bat. Get the runs out, get to the pen. Because one thing, like Ken was saying, the Rays don't have a lefty in the pen.
The other thing I will add is Yankees cannot be
So
afraid.
they're not going to throw us out, a lefty from out of the pen.
No.
Did you hear what I said?
Say it again, Jonathan.
The Yankees cannot be afraid to play small ball.
Correct. No, totally agree with you. They and again, as always, the key is, like yesterday, if we could get three, 1 run, 2 runs in the first inning, don't let them off the hook. Put some pressure on them. Give a little pressure off of Rodon, and he'll throw his 98-mile-an-hour pitches and curveballs and everything. And JC will call. I'm sure will call a very good game. And let's see. And the umpiring's got to get better, guys. I'm sorry, but I did not agree with at least. I went looking back on. I did some taping, and I was watching in slow motion some of these pitches. Guys, he missed at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, but
I think I mentioned to you yesterday, the umps from yesterday's game is making the robots inevitable.
Yes. Yeah, no question about it. And it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, but a lot of these umpires came from the school of C.D. Buckner and Angel Hernandez. Mike, excuse me.
You did
so
notice.
A lot of them, and
Well,
I don't think we ever mentioned that Angel Hernandez is reinstated. Guys. I believe. I don't know if he's doing major league games yet or he's brushing up in the minors, but he was reinstated effective immediately. I believe like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So we're going to be
a lot
seeing.
of them do, I think. And part of it is because, according to the CBA, the commissioner can't really hold the umpires accountable because of their umpire union.
Right. Right.
So a lot of them they have short hooks. They have,
why don't they
make bad calls. Like you said, they make it look really inevitable.
But I have another idea just for last thought. If an umpire has a history of making bad calls behind the plate and they know the league knows they can't suspend him, why not just not put him at the bases? Why not behind home plate? Because he had a hit due to the history.
Good point. Good point, guys. Well, in closing, everyone.
The garbage time games.
Yeah, right. In closing, everyone, I want to thank everybody on the chat. Thank you for the likes. Keep smashing those likes for us. By all means, subscribe so you never miss any content. You never miss anything as far as trades or anything developing, especially with your New York Yankees. So that's very important. Remember the post game a few minutes after the game tonight, and we're looking forward to it. So enjoy your meal, everyone. Enjoy your Good Friday, whatever you're celebrating. By all means, you and your family stay safe, and have a very good night. Jonathan and Sean, thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see you later, and enjoy the game. And as we all want to say, let's go Yankees. There we go.
Let's go Yankees.
You got it. Good night, everyone.